Welcome back to Saracens Unscripted, episode 162. Brevin, we've got round 2 of the Champions Cup. I know we've got a bit of plans, right? So we just got to kind of race through this one. How are you feeling first before we go through it? You good?
Yeah, all good, all good. It's like getting closer to Christmas every day. So hopefully everyone here has a great festive season, whether you in South Africa or wherever you are in the world. Remember to like, share, subscribe. We really appreciate the support, and a lot of rugby coming thick and thin now. Well, club rugby that is, and then Six Nations obviously in the new year. So
thick and thin.
Thick and thin.
Thick and fast.
Thick and fast, whatever. my slang is different. So. And I'm even going to one of the games this weekend there at Loftus. So I'm looking forward to it. And it's going to be interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, well, we still need to do our video for kind of the year in review. Obviously, we had our predictions at the start of the year. So we'll still do that. And then over the new year, we'll obviously just take a little bit of a break. Everyone's going away. So just enjoy the time off and whatever. But still, this is still the business end. We're still gonna chat some rugby. So anyway, by the way, before we get into it, did you see Rugby Pass's top 100?
I don't take notice of that bullshit, bro. I don't even let it trigger me. I don't let it do anything.
There's a couple of crazy ones.
Look, like, don't get me wrong. Like, if you want to put DuPont at 1, like, cool. That's absolutely fine.
That's not even my problem.
Yeah, me too. It's just there's a few where it's like Damien Delende below Tuipolatu and stuff, and I'm like,
that was what I was going to say.
Great player, but I don't see where you're coming with this. Like, great player, but Damien is on a different level right now at 12. So yeah, it's.
I mean, because some of them are like on current form. Like on current form, Tuipolatu is having a sensational year, right? He's always been good. But everyone, the talk of the town has always been Bundi Aki and Damien Delende for the past few years. So now on form, they got Tuipolatu in there, up there. And then it's like, well, DuPont hasn't played international rugby, but then they're putting him at 1. So now I'm like, that's not based on form, but this one is based on form. So it just doesn't make any sense, really. But the big one for me was like Kalen Doris in 8th, because that guy was just nominated for World Player of the Year. He's been sensational. Yeah. Peter Steve Tutoy in 3rd.
And also, like, Will Jordan at
7.
That is very
low.
By low, I mean, like, he should be in the top maybe 30. I don't think top 10.
Yeah.
But
it's crazy.
If you guys want to go see it, go look at Rugby Pass's page. If you're a Safa, you might get triggered, but I encourage you not to, because they're to trigger you, and they want your trigger.
They know what they're doing. They know they're doing their rage baiting. Because did you see their posts of like the rugby community and the Safas and stuff fighting, and then it's just like, I'm just a chill guy meme standing at the front while everything is going on at the back. No, it's crazy.
It's clever marketing. I'll give them that. Like, it's brilliant.
Yeah.
Anyway,
so. Before we jump into it, please do remember to like and subscribe. We do appreciate you guys. It's been an awesome journey, so we want to continue on this thing. So yeah, just hit that like and subscribe button. We do appreciate you guys. Let's get into it. Sale versus Racing. AJ Bell, tough place to win if you're a traveling team. I don't think Sale were that bad against Glasgow. It's tough kind of way to gauge where Racing is with their game against Harlequins with the rain and the wind that they had. So I'm going with Sale to get a victory just because of that home ground advantage. They will be up and ready for it. I did say they will advance, so they kind of need to win this game. This is one of those that they need to win. So I'm going Sale by 11.
Okay. Look, I kind of got a bit of a talk.
Remember to join the SUPERBRU, by the way.
Yes.
Everyone that hasn't joined.
Yes, do remember. I even remembered, so that means you should remember. But I the last prediction video we did, I even got a little comment from your significant other talking about how I should probably back Sale, and I was like, maybe I actually should, because I mean, unfortunately at the moment I'm a United fan, and Sale's obviously from Manchester, so maybe I should back them. but I'm going to go off because if I'm correct, I had them exiting, if I'm not mistaken, and I had Racing going through. So I get what you're saying, and you probably, I'm actually going to switch up. I do think Sale win that. I don't know if Farrell's even going to be selected because he obviously he didn't play
No,
against
apparently
Harlequins.
he's out injured for a bit. That's just what
I think that would be a crucial part in them winning if they were to go to Sale and win, because he's obviously played in those conditions a lot and whatever, and he's played in that country many a time, played Sale many a times. So yeah, I think Sale should probably creep over the line. I'm going to say probably Sale by 7.
I made a mistake. I said Sale by 11, but my SUPERBRU I've got it Sale by 6. So I'll keep with what I have on SUPERBRU. Okay. Also Friday night, Castres versus Munster. Now, I made a video yesterday on Casual Buys Rugby on the fan forum that we have, and I saw a comment that said, well, obviously both of us will probably think Munster are the stronger team here. But apparently they are extremely strong at home, Castres. Let me just see if I can get that comment. Because obviously that makes a big difference, right? If Castres are going to play their strongest team, and it's at home, I would not put it past them. Okay, so hate Castres, but I think you guys are underestimating them. No home defeats this year with wins against Toulouse. They're the Frenchiest of French teams in that regard. That's crazy.
Yeah, fairs. Look, at the end of the day, like, we don't have all the knowledge of these teams, so it's kind of like, obviously we know a lot about the URC. I personally do follow the Prem a decent amount, and then obviously top 14. It's kind of like we get to see some glimpses, but not that much. So obviously we do rely on some people's opinions in the comments, like giving us information and stuff. So I'm still going to back Munster purely because who did they beat last week?
Stade Francais.
I mean, that's not a bad win at all. And obviously, yes, Munster were at home, but yeah, I just think I think Munster are starting to build confidence now. I think it was a good win, and I think they'll want to start building confidence. And yeah, so I'm gonna back Munster on this one. I think we even saw it last season when Munster, for example, looked terrible in the beginning, and then they come back and absolutely should have probably made a URC final at home, but then obviously Glasgow did come and spoil that party. So yeah, I'm gonna back Munster on this one, but close. I say Munster by 4.
See, my original prediction was Munster by 15, but since I read that, obviously I do not know the validity of it, so I'm gonna stick with my prediction with Munster by 15. But you might see a last switch up and me saying Castres by 4. I don't know. I'll have a little look into it because I feel so conflicted with it now. So it is what it is. Okay. Here's a talking point game. Sensational game. Sit down and admire your TV screen. Bulls versus Northampton Saints.
Yeah.
I'm doing all of these predictions without seeing any squads. I'm not even sure if you
look. From what I understand, Northampton Saints have brought their strongest squad essentially, and I think seeing the training pictures and stuff of the Bulls, we've also got a lot of the big boys training, a lot of focus on them on social media. I mean, Harlequins promoting the game. I do expect both teams to go full strength, which is a fantastic thing to see. And it's going to be an absolute cracker because we know Saints, obviously they lost Courtney Laws, but they still are the Prem champions as of right now, and great team. But at the end of the day, I do think obviously we don't have, I'm not sure about Auric Lowe at the moment. I'm not sure about Rowan Nokia. There's not been much shared on that. Maybe someone in the comments knows more than me, but I still think we would go full strength with the likes of Hanekom, Gerassenekam, Marco van Staden, and I can go on. I still think the Bulls will be just enough. I mean, it's scorching here in Pretoria and Joburg. I'm talking it is ridiculously hot. Like, as of right now at 5 o'clock, it is 34 degrees, and it's always 2 degrees hotter in Pretoria, so it's about 36 in Pretoria at 5 o'clock in the evening, and that's kickoff time on Saturday. So yeah, it's going to be
These
tough.
boys will be gassed.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
At altitude as well.
Yeah, look, it's tough. I still expect Northampton to put up a great fight. I think it's going to be a great game. But if the Bulls approach this in the right way and not this bumper bashing rugby that we saw against Saracens, I truly think we'll take it, and I think we'll take it by about 8 points.
Yeah, I'm trying to see. I can't see any squad announcements.
Yeah, no, there's not been. I know the Bulls will announce tomorrow at about midday, as they always do. But from what I've seen of Northampton Saints squad that they've also been posting videos of, they've brought their big players. So you're not going to bring your big players down here and not play them, in my opinion. So
no, you can't do that.
So I do see them playing a very strong team. And this is all we wanted, right? We just didn't want them to either one to kind of neglect this game, and they both haven't, I think. So, yeah, I'm going to be there, looking really forward to it. And, yeah, it's bragging rights for me. Big one. So, yeah, important.
Yeah, I'm going Bulls by 8. I'm excited to see the battle between Cameron Hanekom and the likes of a Henry Pollock. Two youngsters really coming through in the sport. Bulls, altitude, Loftus. They want revenge after last weekend, right? Because it wasn't a great performance. Back at home, the crowd will be up for it. I can't see anything else other than a Bulls win. These guys are coming out of literally 2 to 3 degrees into scorching heat. Yeah. I just don't see it going that well for Saints. I do believe they'll be in the game. I've got 8 points, but I think that 8 points is kind of just Saints maybe coming back at the end of the game. But
as
the thing
usual, as every team does against
but
the Bulls.
if you look at the Bulls' performances this year, they've been very good at home. Like at Loftus, you look at those performances against the likes of Edinburgh and whatever. Those were just classy performances. Yeah. Bulls by 8 doesn't feel too far-fetched or anything. It feels like a good bet. Ulster, Bordeaux.
Bordeaux going to smash them.
Yeah, we can just kind of fly through that one. I've got Bordeaux by 27 points, even though Ulster's at home.
Yeah, that Bordeaux team is low-key. Like, we've even said they're the dark horses, and I don't see why you wouldn't have them as dark horses, because it's a really good team, really talented players, and they beat Leicester Tigers in the last round, correct?
Yeah, and the thing is, right, I said Leicester Tigers were very, very good that game, which they were, right? Leicester Tigers were very impressive, and still they spanked them. No problem.
Yeah, no, I do expect Bordeaux to win convincingly. So I'm going to say Bordeaux by, let's make it 23.
Yeah.
Make it 23.
Okay. Oh, this is a nice one as well. We've got Leicester Tigers versus Sharks.
Oof. Oh, I wonder who the Sharks are.
Some Sapphirs will hate me. Sorry, Antoinette. I'm sorry. Or Annette. Is it Annette or Antoinette? I think
it's Annette.
I am so sorry, but I'm going Leicester Tigers to win by 4 points. I know she's a massive Sharks supporter. It is what it is. I do believe the Sharks will do crazy stuff this tournament. They'll get a couple of scrappy wins, but I said they will also just kind of stink it out here in the Champions Cup. Leicester Tigers at Andre Pollard masterclass in the cold, wind, rain, disastrous weather. Pollard gets them over the line. I'm going Leicester Tigers by 4 points. Plumtree disaster class.
Look, I don't know if this is an old picture or not, but I saw a picture with Drickus and Sia and Eben posted, I think, yesterday, if I'm not mistaken, it was. So I don't know if Sharks have taken their full strength side. I have no idea. You would
probably
think
not,
maybe,
because they're playing their next game at home, aren't they?
Yeah, I think it would be silly to. And just for that reason, if that is the case, I think Leicester do it more than by 4. I think Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Let's just say that. I think a fully strengthened Shark side would probably creep over the line. I'll give them that. But I don't think that's going to be the case. And even if they have a few like first team choices that go and play, I still think Leicester at home. It's horrid conditions in England at the moment. So I fully expect Leicester to take advantage of that, and I'm going to say Leicester to win by 12.
Oh, by 12, so they don't even get the bonus point, the Sharks.
No.
I think they do good enough to just sneak in.
Well, I hope so. I'd love them to, but I think you look at, like, for example, Bulls against Saracens. If you put Bulls against Sharks at the moment, I think it's a very closely contested game. I don't think there's much between them at the moment. I'm not saying one would beat the other. I'm just saying they're very closely contested, in my opinion. And I just think it becomes a similar result in the fact that they play our result to Saracens. I think their result to Leicester will be quite similar. Not saying they're a bad team. I just think it is tough out there. It's not easy to win down there. Yeah, so
no. And their game plan will probably suit them better. Like I don't know. It just feels like a tough task to go to Leicester Tigers, flying up there, beating them there, coming back. Yeah. Leinster taking on Clermont. Now, I've been very impressed by Clermont. Leinster, I do expect Jordy Barrett to get his start. I do believe we'll see RG Snyman maybe from the start. Kalen Doris will probably start. Andrew Porter will probably start again. So,
Leinster,
those are the guys that were on the bench. Yeah, well, Clermont was good against Benetton, but it's at the Aviva. Yeah.
It really means nothing.
As much as I do respect Clermont, right, and I do believe they might keep it tight, the same as Bristol for like a little bit, and then that will be the Leinster show after that. I'm going Leinster by 23 points.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I think Leinster will win this very convincingly. But yeah, look, like we said, against Benetton at home, 28-0. Lots of URC teams at the moment could do that as well, especially Leinster, probably even worse. So I do think Leinster fully kits it out with like Jordy Barrett and Arceus Neyman, Doris, Porter. We can keep on going. I do expect them to win very convincingly. So yeah, I'm gonna say, let's be bold. I'm gonna say Leinster by 30.
Yeah.
Let's see how that goes.
You're probably correct. I might adjust it. No, I'm happy with the 23. I do believe Clermont has quality in that team. I mean, you don't sit fourth in the top 14 without proper quality in your team.
Yeah, absolutely. Maybe I'm being a bit harsh, but I just think that Leinster side.
No, obviously Leinster's extremely strong.
Yeah.
Because if I take the 23 points, I'm like, well, that's like a 17-40 scoreline. Leinster just running away with it a bit at the end. Yeah. Oh, I don't want to speak about this game. I really don't. Harlequins versus the Stormers.
Ooh. At the Stoop.
Yeah.
Yo.
Now, before you give your prediction, because I already know you're going Harlequins. Let me just say, who do you reckon is better between Harlequins and Toulon?
Toulon.
Okay. Agree or disagree, Stormers were definitely the better team in that first 40 minutes.
Agree.
I don't think the Stormers... I don't think this Stormers team will do as badly as people expect. I think there is still hungry guys. I do, especially after this week. There's a lot of criticism around this team, right? But we saw what happened against Leicester Tigers last season. I know we still lost the game. Don't get me wrong, but remember that team that we had to put out, third, fourth team, literally no quality. I think Yuri Mattia made his debut there, and we conceded like 1 or 2 tries earlier, and then all of a sudden the Stormers just stuck in there, and all of a sudden they made it an extremely close game. I don't believe the Harlequins are doing that great at the moment. Obviously, they've got quality in Marcus Smith and Tyrone Green, But I believe the Stormers can do it.
You
Now,
believe they could
my
win
head
overseas
is going.
with no...
If I had to bet on it, if I had to be a gambling man, which I am, I'd go Harlequins by 7 or 8 points. But my SUPERBRU prediction and my heart is going Stormers by 4. Sneaking over the ugly. You would never see a more ugly win. The Stormers with an ugly, ugly victory, getting it done at the Stoop. This is brain dead analogy, brain dead analytics and whatever. I do not care. I'll back my team.
No,
I
that's
can't
fair.
get myself to click a button to say I'm not backing my team.
Yeah, no,
But
I
that's
did
why I
that
said,
last week.
if I had to be a neutral, I'd go Harlequins, but I'm not a neutral.
That's fair. If anyone argues with you backing your team, then they're just crazy. But yeah, at the end of the day, I just that injury list is ridiculous. Like we've said this 1,000 times, but like I looked at it properly, and it's like Ben Jason Dixon, Ivan Roos, Dion Fourie, Marnie Libox. I don't know where Sasha's going to be, but he was out. Then you got Damien Willemse.
Dan du Plessis.
Dan du Plessis. I mean, like, for
Good
goodness sake.
Malherbe, Salman Murad.
It's your whole starting lineup, for goodness sake. It's ridiculous. And it's mad. I genuinely don't have words for it. Like, it is unreal.
Continue talking 1 second.
Yeah, so, okay. Yeah, okay, I'm talking to the chair. But, yeah, it's just crazy how many injuries you guys have, and playing away, I worry. I seriously worry again, which sucks because I'm not a Stormers fan, but I do want them to proceed to the next round. But yeah, look, ultimately, I don't think it's going to be pretty for you guys. Maybe Harlequins don't win it convincingly. That I can get behind, but I still expect them to win by like 10 points. Just because it's their home. You're playing a lot of guys that usually either come off the bench or second choice. It's a different ball game when you go to the UK. Like I'm telling you, it is cold, it is wet, it is windy, it is tough. It's not Cape Town wind. It's like wet, cold wind, man. And it
would have been lovely to have had a Ben Loader returning to England. They're going to play against the Harlequins. Maybe Hartzenberg at least on like an outside center. Ruanel could just move in. You know, if not even one of the big names, just give me a little name that gives me some sort of confidence, right? Because then I know, okay, there is a backline that can move, right? There's a backline there. They have all played their positions. But no, we've got absolutely no. Is the Stormers' depth actually underrated? Are we looking past something where it's like we literally are playing a second string team every single week? And still, we feel somewhere they can do a full second string team against Toulon, and kind of boss that first half. You know,
I think it's fair. Yeah,
because I made the video and I was like all these things, but then the coaching and the higher ups and stuff. But then it's like, well, is Dobbo's work actually underrated? If you look at the way that we,
I think so.
Take out all the quality out of a Lions team, out of that. Bulls team even. I mean, if look at what the Bulls second, third team did, right? At Saints. Got hammered.
Yeah, it is a serious I think if you guys had your stronger team available to you, I think a lot of the results probably go your way. That's because you're a quality side. So I don't think it's crazy to say that like Dobbo is actually kind of working some kind of like to get you guys to kind of be in the game against the Sharks and possibly even win it without that knock on. You've got to give that credit because yes, whilst Sasha, he went off, but you basically only had Marnie essentially, and then against Toulon, like you said, you have just Marnie who then goes off, and it's like, oh my goodness, and then. So he's actually doing a decent job. You got to give him credit. He's not kind of getting whitewashed every game. So yeah, and I think that this might be good for you in the long term, in the sense that now when these stronger players get back, you do have the depth that can cover and has been there and played in, week out for a bit and gotten used to it and kind of knows the expectations. And I think it could. I think, like it says, there's always a rainbow at the end of a storm. You know, I know that sounds pretty.
Yeah, but Brevin, the big issue for me is like if you look at the injuries, it's reoccurring. Frans Malherbe, it feels like he's always injured now for us. Like this guy, how many games did he play in last season's URC? Not a lot. Damien Willems, obviously, Damien Willems isn't injury prone. He's just got 2 big injuries now, one after the other, right? Sasha, very injury prone. What the hell is going on with that guy, right? Okay, I think this is Salman Murad's first injury. Evan Roos, that guy also, he never plays anymore. Like since after that first breakthrough season, and then he started playing a bit more in the second season, but then he got injured, and since then it's been on and off and on and off and on and off. But it's so frustrating. Dion Fourie, is he alive?
Apparently he's close to a return though. I did see that. Apparently he's very close to returning. So that's a positive. But I did see some people in the comments talking about should medical staff be questioned, and I think that's fair, especially if it's muscle injuries that are occurring. Like let's say Ivan Roos. I think Damien's injury is probably unlucky, but like it's odd.
But the thing is, these guys are getting injured right after coming back. Are these guys is Dobber and them feeling pressure and they rushing these guys back now, and then they're getting injured again? Was Damien 100% fit when he had to play against Glasgow?
I think you can't really compare a finger injury to a groin. Okay. But like with Ivan Roos,
why wouldn't Sasha be back this weekend? He had an HIA.
No, so I think he could be, but now, like you're saying, why would you send Sasha that side when you've got 2 big games against the Lions and Sharks in the URC in Cape Town coming up? Like I don't see them sending Sasha for that reason. So I think Sasha is ready to go. Obviously, he's missed his week and now he's back. But yeah, it's going to be interesting.
Well, the thing is, Mani Lubbock, he's 100% fine. I don't know if you heard, he's out of the hospital, didn't break anything or whatever.
Was it just a concussion or I thought it was a broken nose?
Obviously spoke to my dad and he said he's perfectly fine. So I would send Sasha, right? You've got Mani, keep Mani at home. Mani can play against them. Sasha comes back, he can play from the bench or whatever, right? Like, just give it a proper go. Where's the youngsters? Divan Fuller, there you go. Who's that guy that was was it De Villiers that was the captain of the young guys? Yeah, like play some of those guys, man. I'm really excited because there's a lot of young talent. Damien Marcus, I'm so annoyed that he has to go, right? I want to see these youngsters get some game time. I'm kind of over this thing where we just play the old schmucks the whole time. Like, not schmucks because they're great players, but I just want to see some progression in terms of getting those youngsters through the door and whatever. Anyway, let's move on from the Stormers. Otherwise, the whole podcast is on the Stormers. La Rochelle versus Bristol. I'm going La Rochelle. I love the way that Bristol play. I think they play some of the most exciting rugby. But I think La Rochelle is kind of like South Africa, where you have these fluent running rugby styles of the All Blacks, but South Africa just has a way of nullifying that with the way that they play and the bruisers, the big forwards, driving mauls and stuff. And I just don't think Bristol can necessarily keep up with that. Obviously, if Bristol gets a lot of the ball and they swing it out wide and whatever and go a bit crazy, then it could be a game for them. But at home, La Rochelle, they'll have confidence after beating Bath. This win kind of secures them going through as well. I'm gonna back La Rochelle to get it done. I've got them by 9 points.
Yeah, I'm on the same page as you. I think that win in Bath is huge. That is such an underrated win, even in those conditions. It's an underrated win, really. So I'll give them credit, and I think I'm with you. I think Bristol are a good side, but I think La Rochelle at home might be just a bit too much. So I'm going to say La Rochelle by 10 as my final prediction.
Yeah, fair enough. Obviously, I love watching Bath. Love watching Bristol. I would love if Bristol got a lovely little upset victory. I wouldn't even put it past them. But yeah, La Rochelle, just believe they'll be too strong. Stade Francais, going on to this Sunday game, Stade Francais versus Saracens. Saracens, Munster, same WhatsApp group. I've gone a bit bold. I don't know really where to put Stade Francais, but I'm going with Saracens to get a big victory. I know it's in France, but I'm going Saracens by 19 points.
Yeah, after watching Saracens play, they're actually a very well-structured side. I think when their players step up, you do see a very big impact when their big players step up. I mean, yeah, I was impressed by their ball carrying, the way they nullified the balls physically. So, yeah, I'll give them their credit. And I think they are more than capable to go there and win. And yeah, I don't know too much about is it Stade Francais you said?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
I don't
France they
know
got
too
pumped
much
by
about.
Munster. That's just kind of what I'm basing it on as well.
Look, Saracens are looking very good. I mean, obviously they did get pummeled by. I thought they lost to Newcastle Falcons.
Falcons. Yeah.
Okay, that happens. These results happen in rugby. It's always. I mean, the Boks lost to Japan at a stage. It happens.
Zebra beat the Sharks. So
yeah. So I do think Saracens are strong. So I'm going to say Saracens to win by. I'm not going to say they're going to do 19, but I'll say 14 or 15.
okay. Benetton at home taking on Bath.
Bath.
Obviously, obviously Benetton, they're fine at home, but Bath, they'll be hungry after last weekend. They know they kind of need to get a bonus point as well. I'm going Bath by 14 points.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, I do think, like, these teams that know that if they can win their first two games quite convincingly, like, well, obviously Bath, look, at the end of the day, they're going to have to play this one full strength because they lost to La Rochelle. But a lot of these teams will probably think if we can get two big wins off the bat and immediately, like, qualify, it kind of puts you at ease for the rest of the tournament or the next two games where it's like maybe you can rotate a little bit. Maybe not fully, but like add some fresh legs, etc. So a lot of these teams will be wanting to qualify as soon as possible. And yeah, so I do think Bath win that. I do think they take a strong team. And yeah, I think Bath win that one by about 17, 18 points. Somewhere there.
Yeah. Final two games. Toulon versus Glasgow. This is going to be a belter of a game.
Oh my gosh, this is so tough to call because Glasgow.
I've got Glasgow to top the pool. So for that to happen, I'm going to back them to win this game as well. Now, obviously, we know how good Glasgow is at home, but they're playing away from home this time around. It's not easy to win in France. Toulon is a class team. But kind of what I'm basing it on is we said about how the Stormers are struggling, right? But we saw the Stormers at certain patches really outclassed Toulon. Obviously, Toulon got the victory in the end, right? They were the better team. They deserved the victory and everything. But if you give the opportunities and the amount of dominance that Toulon gave the Stormers, Glasgow, they are very clinical. They don't miss out on opportunities. That's why you see these high scores from Glasgow. They know how to get over the try line. Therefore, I'm going with Glasgow with that persistent attack that they have. Obviously, I don't know what the weather is there. That could obviously decide a lot of things as well. But I'm going Glasgow by 12 points away from home victory. All my Sunday games, I've got away wins for all of them.
I'm struggling to call this one. I can't lie. I'm going to go Toulon to win, but I'm going to have them win by like 2 points. I think it's going to be extremely close, but I think Toulon win it.
So do you reckon Toulon
is not easy? Possibly, yeah. I just think it is not easy to win in France. It is really not easy. And I'm not underestimating Glasgow. Like, they're a great side. They've shown they can win away from home. They've shown they can beat Altitude F Rugby Club, as many like to call them, the Bulls.
Exactly.
So yeah, I won't put it past him to win. I just think that is a bit of an ask. That is tough. Like, really, really tough. I mean, yeah, it's such a hard one to call, but I'm gonna stick with my gut or my head and I'm gonna go Toulon by 2.
Exeter Chiefs versus Toulouse.
Toulouse by. Do you reckon Toulouse even takes their full strength side? because I think you said in the last episode that they kind of, if they have respect for the opponents, they might do that. But if they, I mean, you're
I
looking
think
at
they go like an
lot.
A/B team maybe.
Yeah, look,
But I mean,
Toulouse
their
wouldn't
B
convince
team
me,
will
I
have
think.
Blakey on at fullback. That's just how good they are. Or John Cruz-Malia.
Yeah.
Did you hear that fullback options? They've got Ange,
Ramos.
Capuazzo, Tomo Ramos, Blakey
That's
Horn, and Juan
ridiculous. That's
Cruz-Malia.
ridiculous.
All those fullback options.
That's crazy. Yeah, that is nuts. Yeah, look, I think, convincing win for Toulouse. I'm going to say Toulouse by, let's say, 28.
No, too low.
Too low.
Too
I'm going to say about 28.
43. Toulouse by 43. If Exeter is lucky. Like 57, maybe. I mean, look at what the Sharks could have done to them if they didn't go down to 11 players or 12 players.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? Okay, that brings us to the end of this video. People, please do remember to like and subscribe. We do appreciate you guys. We love you guys. Please be in the comment section. Remember to click on the link to go to our SUPERBRU. See you next time. Bye-bye.